Hey guys, now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Creality Falcon Pro 2. And this is an enclosed, safe to use laser engraver that's going to kickstart your small business. You're going to be able to create items like this, especially for graduation season, and also for all variety of memorable moments using this very compact yet very powerful laser. So in today's video, we're going to see the laser in action. We're going to go over the specs. I'm going to share with you some of the things I've made, things that are for graduation day, and also for Mother's Day coming around the corner. Let's get right to it. Now, the Creality Falcon Pro 2 is packed with power, and you actually have two different power options. You have a 22-watt version or a 40-watt version. In our review, we were provided the 22-watt version. Now, one of the things I like about this laser, and it's something that I've actually shifted the type of lasers that we've been looking at here on the channel, is that this is an enclosed laser. We used to review a lot of open lasers, but we wanted to have more enclosed lasers because these lasers are safer to use when it comes to your eyes. That's the case with the Falcon Pro 2. Basically, it's FDA Class 1 certified, which means that as long as you have that shutter closed, it's going to be safe for you to look at without any concerns for your safety. Absolutely love that feature. It also has security monitoring capabilities, which is going to give you monitoring of your airflow, if it's too high or too low. It also has security monitoring features that is going to take a look at your airflow, flame detection, and also if your lens is dirty. And that's really important because you don't want to start a job, get several minutes into it, and find out that you had something that ruined the process. So having that kind of detection is important. It also has a built-in top camera that gives you super accurate engravings. And this is important too because you want to be able to see where you're going to place the image for the items you're going to engrave. Like for example, something like this. We also did slates on it, and also being able to place the image right on the slate and seeing it engraved right where you put it is also really important. Now, the 22 watt is going to be able to cut 10 millimeter basswood in one pass. Now, it could cut deeper, but it's going to take a couple passes, but this is going to give you some ideas of how well it cuts. Then you also then have the 40 watt version that's going to be able to cut 20 millimeter basswood at one pass as well. Because of the image camera settings or the camera ability, you're going to be able to run batch processes, which is going to meet multiple items on the bed. And the bed is very large. We're talking about 400 by 415 millimeter work area. That's going to give you the ability to engrave mirrors, it's slates, cutting boards, all these things with this. You also then have support of a smoke heater, really important for me as well. Now, we engraved in the outdoors because it's really nice here in Chicago, so I did it outside. But they do have a smoke heater that you can connect to it, which is also going to absorb all, again, the stuff that comes out when it's engraving. Now, it also has what I like, an easy clean out drawer. So as it's cutting the materials and it falls down, there's no more reaching in. You actually pull out a drawer and you'll be able to see all the debris and then just empty it out. Now, the cool thing also is that this supports Lightburn, which I absolutely love, which works on a Mac and a PC. It's not wireless. Wish it was wireless, but it is USB-C connected. But you'd be able to use Lightburn, which is one of the most popular and well-known, I would say, laser engraving software packages out there. So let's take a closer look at some of the things I've engraved. We're going to go ahead and check out the laser. We'll see it in action, and you'll see other things that we've engraved as we were engraving outdoors. Now, while we engraved several items, including wood, we also did slate, and we also did leather. I wanted to show you one of the things that we made, and this is going to be a great idea for those of you who are looking to have like a side hustle, some type of extra income. And we all know that graduation season is right around the corner. And imagine being able to have provided for the school or for a party, a senior class of 2024 like you see right here. Now, this was engraved on the, again, Creality Falcon 2 Pro. And it's fast, right? It goes through it. And basically what this is a leatherette that has two tones inside of it. And the laser, as it's going through, is removing one layer of the actual leatherette, which is the blue, and then it's exposing this silver. So love the fact that you have this look, that you can get this kind of appearance by simply running it through the laser. Super cool. Now, we did something else, and this is for Mother's Day. We basically took this mirror, and we engraved this mirror face down, and we flipped the words so that we, because it's going to be engraved this way and we wanted it to be straight on the other side. So this is an LED lamp that's used typically for LED, I would say acrylic light up solutions. And what I did was I took the mirror, I engraved it. I then also used one of Creality's printers, the K1C, and I created this little holder that you see right here using the K1C, and it now holds the mirror inside of this light stand. It is cool. I'm going to flip it over. You're just going to see the ceiling, but I'm going to flip it over so you can see what it looks like. See how that's coming across. I'll put it in an angle. Let's see if I do it this way. There you go. You can see the camera on top, but you can see, let's see, right there. So you can see how it stands out. A couple things you can do with this. You can actually paint this, or you could use this as an LED display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, because this is battery operated. Let's see, and let me see if I can find a color that would be bright enough. And you can see already the reflection coming out right there. So I'm going to try to show you it this way, and you can see how it's lighting up. Because it's glass, the light is coming through the bottom, through this little piece of plastic holder that I created using the Creality, again, K1C. And then what I'm doing here is, as I'll turn it over a little bit. Let's see if it comes across. You can see how the color is coming through. It's lighting up. I'm going to bring it like this. Let's see if it does that. There you go. So you can see how it's lit up. And this lights up in different colors. So in this case, this says Mom Life, powered by love, fueled by coffee. And I made this for my wife for Mother's Day, early Mother's Day gift. But you can imagine having a little pop-up shop where you're creating these type of little gifts, which are very memorable, very special during these times. I could have done the graduation thing too. And you'll notice that how nice this is illuminating. See that glow that's coming across? And here you can see it again. This just looks really, really sharp. I was so happy with the way this thing came out. So you can see that there's a lot of things that you could do with this type of laser. I am a strong advocate of using this technology for creating second streams of income that are not very work intensive, but are so meaningful and memorable when it comes to things like this. People love these kind of little keepsakes, and I highly recommend that you consider a laser as a second stream of income for those of you who are looking for opportunities like this. Hey guys, we're taking a look at the Creality Falcon 2 Pro in the outdoor because it's actually beautiful in Chicago. It's over 82 degrees. And this laser, I have to say, is a fantastic upgrade for those of you who are looking to have a small business solution for laser engraving. A couple things that stand out with the Creality Falcon 2 Pro is the fact that it has this protective shield, which means you don't need to wear glasses when the device is engraving. Absolutely love it. I like also that it takes no room. So as I'm able to or need to get access to the products that we're engraving, it actually moves back all the way back. Now, one of the things I have to figure out, because I've been struggling with, is removing all the plastic. It has some plastic sheets that I just haven't been able to dig into these corners and actually get them out. So I'm going to work on that, and we'll get all that plastic out. Now, inside, there's a couple things that we're going to note, right? First of all, you'll see here that we do have a laser head, which is removable, right? And you can see that you have the dials here. And as I mentioned, this is the 22 watt version. It has a manual focus, and it's going to use this focus brick. Depending on the thickness of your material, you would just basically align it with the steps according to the stepper that you see right here. So pretty straightforward, and something that you could tuck away in the inside on the side or in the bottom of the tray. Now, it does come with air assist, and the air assist solution is here on the side, and also it has air fire detection, and then it also does almost like a self-diagnostic every single time you turn it on. In the front here, it does have a power key, so it will not turn on unless you have the key enabled to on, and it also has an emergency stop switch. It does have some controls here for up, down, home, framing, and if you want to play or start your engraving. If you try to engrave with the cover open, it knows that it's open. It'll beep at you until you actually close it like this, and then you're able to hit play, and it will continue to play. But it's, again, a really nice add-on. Now, also what you see right here is it has a light. So it has a light bar in here that's going to give you really easy viewing of your items that you're engraving. It has all your connectivity here on the side that we'll see in a second, which let's go ahead and pop there. So here you see you have your power switch, you do have your power cable coming in, you have your USB-C cable coming out, and you also have a micro SD card that you can actually put things that you'd like to engrave here. This is going to be great, especially if you have repeatable batch jobs that you're going to be engraving, and that's something that you would include if you want to do this. since I'm connected to Lightburn, and one of the standout features for this laser is the fact that it has an onboard camera, an overhead camera looking downward. I love using Lightburn with this because it's easy to position. Framing is flawless in our experience. And again, it just makes a big difference when you have the camera. And I'm going to go ahead and pan up so that you can see it right here. So here's our camera connection, which I have this USB-C cable running on. The entire frame is metal with this, again, with the protective lens for laser engraving, and it's fixed, so this is not going to come out. It does have a switch here that you'll be able to turn on and off the light. So if I want to turn it off, I push this switch. When I turn it on, I pull that switch. Now, the nice thing about this is that I'm running this with a generator, and it hasn't been using more than, I would say, 60 watts. We're going to see it running depending on the intensity of the laser, which I find really interesting because it's low power. I've seen it maybe go all the way up to 100 watts, which makes it incredibly portable, especially if you're going to a fair, if you're going to want to do laser engraving on site, because of, again, that low power usage. Now, the back of the laser, pretty straightforward. You have a tray, which is going to be for debris here. You have the laser bed here, and then you see that the shielding comes all the way around. On the side here, you do have, again, your air assist. You also have your connection to your air assist that's right here. And then you have the air assist hose that goes to the air assist. Over here, you do have a extractor. So I created this adapter because I don't have the Creality air purifier. That wasn't available yet. So what I'm doing is just using the hose so that I can move the actual smell, because it does have an onboard fan, away from this air that I'm engraving. And you can see everything is connected to this generator. This generator is just a 1200 watt generator. And as I mentioned, I haven't seen it go really beyond 100 watts. And I'm running, my laptop, which is connected there, the actual laser, air assist, and it's been doing really, really well. Now, inside the actual cabinet, I have to say that I think that this is one of the best lasers that I've reviewed that has fantastic cable management in general. So everything is nicely in its place. Nothing is in the way. Notice how all of your tubing is here on the side. The railing, everything seems so nicely done. And I've had other lasers where as this laser head has moved left to right and gone through its functions, the cables get kinked, get damaged. I don't really see that being a problem here whatsoever. Here you have your connection for your power, and then you have right here your connection for your air assist. And this power goes connected to this module here. This is where you would do your adjustment. And also it does have electronic stops on each side. So as it comes down over here, listen to this, right? So it knows that this is the end, and as I go back, if I go to the left or right, it does the same thing. So I love the fact that it has these points that are the end points of your engraving area where your engraver is going to be able to stop, so that your actual laser head doesn't crash into the frame of your laser. Very quiet too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press home so you can see how nicely it moves. So that's home. And no beep. Because it's doing it itself, it's hitting that electronic stop switch, checking it twice, and then it goes into the corner. No issues whatsoever. And the Lightburn software works really well with this as well. Now, if we were to go over here for a second, you'll notice that inside you do have these bars. So it's using not a honeycomb, but it's using these bars. We've seen this on other lasers as well. And what that allows you to do is it really eliminates, while I do like the honeycomb, I find that this eliminates or makes cleaning the laser a lot easier. Because all of the debris basically falls in through this area right here, and then I can just pull the tray out. So this is one of the cut tests that we did, and you can see the debris that just falls there, and then I can just pull out the tray to clean that up. Now, let me show you some samples and things that I've engraved. Now, I have several test grids here, and what I'll do is I'll include links to where these test grids are. And you notice that I did an engrave test, and you can see how well it did here and the speeds. You always want to do these tests in order to see what is the engravability of the material that you have so that you get the right burn. You'll notice that as I'm going over here, there's very little scorching. Over here, I'm running too hot, but I can actually make my way maybe here, and I'm not going to get the kind of scorching that I have over here. This is actually a deeper engrave, and then you can see also how the way the fonts. Did a little image version as well. You can see how that looks like right there. And then we did a cut test. Now, this happens to be also the calibration sheet that I use to calibrate the actual camera. Here's the cut test, and I got to tell you, this thing is a cutter. 60, again, you can see the power range that you have, 1 pass, 2 passes. It just
the 2 passes, it just obliterated everything. There's no issues there. Even with the single pass, you know, you have, again, power of 60, speed of 200. You're getting, again, a really nice cut, and it's also really, really clean. Notice how clean this cut is all the way around, and then notice the back too. No scorching, even when you're doing the 2 passes, and that's really important to me. And over here, you'll notice that it almost made it through as well, all the way up here at the top at the faster speeds, but there's no scorching at all, and that's because it has that air assist as well. Now, one other thing that we engraved was a mirror, because I wanted to see how well the mirror would come out, and you can see right here the actual same engraved test that we did. And then what I'll do is I'll try to put this in an angle where you can see what the engraving looks like. But here you can see it engraved really nicely. So if you want to do mirrors, this is actually something that you can use for an LED lamp, or if you want to be able to give a mirror to someone and just engrave something. And even what I do at times, Noel and I will paint the back, and then it basically makes it stand out even more, and we'll paint it black or white or another color depending on what the person wants. But this is an example of just the, again, the engravability of mirror. The other thing that we did is we ran a test on the back of the slate to see what the slate looks like. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to engrave it again, and we'll go through this together so that you can see, again, the power settings. And this gives me a really good idea of where I can start engraving.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.